Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast. This is episode number 53. This week we're going to talk about artists that we really don't like, but we respect what they do. But before we get to that, Dennis is going to talk about another guitar in his collection, and Bill's going to talk about a concert he recently attended. And I'm just going to sit here and drool all over myself.
Bill, why don't you go first? I'm kind of interested I want to hear what you got to say anyway.
All right, so Friday night, I went with a buddy of mine, Justin, and we went to see Steel Panther at Indy. And I'd never been to that venue before.
What venue is it?
It was the Murat, but it was the Egyptian room, so it was just a big room.
When did they change that to the old National Center or whatever?
It's been that way for a couple of years.
Oh, has it? Okay,
yeah.
I kind of figured it.
There's a couple of different rooms in there. There's the Egyptian room, and there's the Murat Theater, and then there's the basement, which is the what's that called?
So the basement's not the Egyptian room then?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was.
What's that called? Daggone it. I can't remember. Anyway, the deluxe room, which is not deluxe. It's got a real low ceiling. I didn't like it. Yeah, we had VIP tickets, which Justin got from a buddy of his. So VIP means you get to go to a lounge and have some drinks that you pay for. And you get to go get some like cheese and crackers. So that was it. And then
a very idiotic person. That's what you.
Well, no. But you actually get seats because this venue is standing room only. So
kind of like a Mercury Ballroom situation.
Yeah, there are no seats, but they have on the side they have VIP lounge and they have what's called a VIP lounge, but they're just tables with seats. And then the other side has something similar to that. But Cool. I met a person from Live Nation that we're going to try to get on the show. Her name's Erin, and she is in charge of premium seats and ticket sales. So that'd be cool to get somebody from Live Nation on to talk about how that whole thing works. And she was her next show was going to be Snoop Dogg. So she was going from Steel Panther to Snoop Dogg.
That's one spectrum to the
other. Anyway, but they opened the show. They had a band called Wilson that opened the show.
Okay.
They're a band out of Detroit, Michigan, and they were really pretty good. You never know what you're going to get for those kind of openers, but I thought they were really good. I bought their CD at the show. They're trying to get out there, so talk to them a little bit as well. We may try to see if we can get them, on here sometime. But I thought it was really good. It's hard driving rock, and it was pretty good stuff. So we'll see what happens. And then Steel Panther came out, so we waited for them. The interesting thing is when you go to the VIP lounge, it tells you exactly how long the opening band's going to play, and tells you exactly how long Steel Panther's going to play, and it was right. They came on at 9:15 and they left at 10:55. It was I checked it with my phone, which was okay. I've been looking at the set list. They typically have done some covers. They did no covers at all. It was all their original stuff, which was cool. The typical shtick. But the show started with the lights went black and they played "I Love It Loud."
Really?
And it was loud, and it was awesome. Right. So I'm standing there with my Kiss Army T-shirt. I saw one other guy with a Kiss shirt on, with my Kiss Army T-shirt, and I was just. It was rocking. It was great. Singing right along. I can hardly talk anyway, so singing right along. And then they came out they started with Eyes of a Panther and finished with F All Night and Party All Day. So I'll go with that.
Right.
So it was the typical Steel Panther show. Right. I know a lot of people don't like them because they think it's just cornball cheese stuff, but they're good musicians, and
I get it though. See, I get it.
You know what? It is funny. Cornball cheese stuff, and I don't care. It's just
entertainment. It's entertainment.
It is fun. It is.
They a lot of the old stick, or did they got some new stuff?
Some new stuff. I mean, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Right. It was pretty busy. It was pretty full. Right. I don't know how many it holds, but I read online it holds 2,000. It said it was sold out, which there was a lot of space in the back, so I don't think it was sold out. But I was surprised how many. It was all age groups. There's a table of people, a whole family sitting next to us, which was weird. So it was this guy that was like 63. He brought his wife. He'd seen him like 3 times last year, and
So
was
they knew what they were getting
oh yeah,
into.
and was getting ready to go see him again in Louisville, I think it is, or Cincinnati, which they're coming up. That's next week, and then they're going to go to see him in Vegas in January, I think it is. So they've turned into groupies, and then yeah, but it was like the mom and the dad and the 2 sons and their wives, and it was just weird. Hey, for a holiday show, we're going to take the family to see Steel Panther.
Hey, honey, show them your shocker. Grandma's doing her shocker again.
Yeah, so it was but it was really good. I mean, they sounded really good.
They always, they always.
I Lexi Fox is the skinniest dude I've ever seen in my life.
That's
I mean, he's like, I'm not kidding. I thought he just had toothpicks. I thought he was standing on toothpicks. I mean, literally. You can put your finger up and they're gone. I mean, he's just like, it was weird. It was crazy. But yeah,
okay,
they did the
one more time. Was that the bass player?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not a fan.
Yeah. That's okay. And but it was cool. They did a good job, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. So
Yeah, they've got a new album coming out in February, I think.
Yeah, so they didn't, or next month. They didn't do any songs from it though.
I'm surprised they didn't do that Cheap Trick. They did, they sent that cover out here recently of
yeah, they didn't do She's Tight. I thought they would do that, and they didn't do that either. I thought they might. I can
only imagine the video they're going to come up with for that.
There's a video out.
It's out.
Oh, is
it?
You
can go watch it.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a huge Steel Panther fan.
He knows what a shocker is.
Well, I've seen Steel Panther twice, so I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people that I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was like, I can't stand much of their very much of their music, and I'm like, well, they sound like any other rock band. I mean, they've got great music out. So
yeah, well, the thing here not too long ago, Nikki Sixx had to make a comment. I don't know if it was on his radio show or if it was on Twitter or whatever, but he made a comment about Steel Panther and how he thought they were stupid or whatever, and he didn't get it. I'm like, I think you do get it. I think you realize that they're making fun of you lumped in with all the other people who got lumped in with all the hair bands back in the 80s or whatever.
Well, and I tell you what, you look at any of these major festivals that are being played, Steel Panther's name's a hell of a lot bigger than 6 a.m.
6 a.m., yeah.
Yes, it is.
They're way down at the bottom of the list.
That's probably what his beef is
it's
the
called
fact
jealousy.
Yep.
Kind of give them shit all they want, but they're great musicians. I mean, good Lord, those dudes jam out. And the dude's got a voice. I mean, Michael's got a voice that just, it's great.
He sounded really good.
He takes care of his voice.
Yep. Exactly.
They did a couple of acoustic songs. They did "Girl from Oklahoma," and they did, which was great. And they did "17 Girls in a Row," and
they have all the girls come up on the stage,
just packed, man.
Well,
it was
all
packed.
shapes.
I think Bill took a picture when they had all of them on stage and sent it to us.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been able to come up there. I'd like to see them again, but I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was cool. I mean, they started right on time and ended at 10:55, and I was at home in bed by midnightish. So
cool.
Worked out well for me.
Earlier than my night last night.
I had an early night too. I did sound for a band in a small town in Illinois, and it was an 8 to midnight show. Man, I love those 8 to midnight shows. Because I was at home in bed. It was about an hour away. So by 2:15, I was home, and I was in bed asleep by 2:30.
Yeah, I was.
I didn't eat any gas station egg rolls on the way home.
Yeah, well, it was 3:00 when I got home. I didn't even hook the trailer last night. It was kind of rainy and nasty out. I just backed up toward the yard barn and said the hell with it. Yeah. Got it out this morning, which I would have. It was actually raining harder today when I went to do it. We should have did it last night, but
yeah, I should start watching the weather reports when I go on these trips because I had no idea it was going to be precipitating on the way home.
Yeah, it's always fun. But anyway,
yep. All right, that was it for me. Yep.
I got a couple stuff for my thing. I sent a picture to these guys. What's your record stores when you go looking for new vinyl? I was out. We went out to eat for our anniversary Friday night over at Chinese place, and there's a Coconuts store over there. It sells used new music, videos, kind of stuff like that. So I went back there to news section was kind of ripping through the K's, to see what kind of Kiss ones were backer, because there's a couple of them I want to pick up. And actually, the only one they had in the rack was the original, or the first Kiss self-titled. I was like, oh, and it was new. It was the 180 gram new cut. And I was like, that sounds good. Maybe I'll grab this up, And these new ones, like we talked last week, are running $22-$25. I turned the thing around the back. If it's $44.99, I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So of course, I sent a picture to the guys. I'm like, that's fucking nuts. Who in the hell is going to pay that much? And like I said, we were just right before we got started. Bill checked it out on Amazon. It was like 22 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So don't pick the first thing you see when you're out there looking. It's not. There are some albums out there I've seen that have been 44, but they've been 50. But they're the double, like Pink Floyd, The Wall, or say Alive, or one of those. But yeah, if you see, it's ridiculous what they're trying to rate people for on these records.
How much was that Peter Criss that you showed us?
I don't remember what it was. It was, I don't know. I didn't even. I was laughing about it. We were in Gatlinburg, and I guess everybody knows about the fires down there. We got there on Sunday, and we were in town actually when all that smoke was going on. We were down at that mall, and after we left that mall, it got so bad in Gatlinburg we had to leave. But I go into this record store, and it used to be an old record store. Now it's basically CDs and T-shirts, and they had two little bins of records in there. And I flipped through the first second, like the fourth record I come across, it's Peter Criss' solo album. So I was like, Kelly, you got to get a picture of this. So I took a picture and sent to these yahoos. And I went through the second bin. Thought the fourth record back was the Peter Criss picture disc. So I had her take another picture. I was like, look at this, two of them in a row.
Did you buy the picture disc one?
No. I have these fairly when I've got 2 copies of Peter Criss now. I don't need a third. So anyway.
Well, the picture disc is kind of cool, though.
That is kind of cool, but
don't play it because it's horrible. But
yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know what.
You know what? That really wasn't a horrible album. It was the worst of the 4, but I don't know that it was horrible. Well, there's some stuff I kind of liked on it. It was a little jazzy, a little different. It was definitely
when
different.
I was a teenager. That was, I played that record a lot.
It's not a good Kiss album. It's a good album.
No, it's not.
But there's some good songs on there.
It's an okay album, but it's not a good album.
No, I'd rather listen to it than, honestly, I would rather listen to it than, we've already been through this, but I'd rather listen to it than the Gene Simmons solo.
Really? You don't like When You Wish Upon a Star?
No. I like when Disney put it out. That was about it.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about that. We've had enough of that crap. Right. Anyway, this week I'm going to talk about guitar. We're going to get into the studio or the artist inspired by series. This is a Fender Telecaster Deluxe. This is actually Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters put this out. I think it was last year. It's based on a 1971 that he actually plays. It's basically a Telecaster with a cutaway on the back side of it, and instead of having the lipstick pickup that they usually have, it's got two humbuckers, and it's got the toggle up here and the tone and volume. Each one's down here. It's a very hot pickup wise. It's extremely hot. That's one thing I like about it. This is a made in Mexico Fender, so it's but still they run about, I don't know, I think I give about $7 for this, but it's
$7. That's pretty good.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
Mexico's got some cheap labor down there, man.
$700. I did take this.
Sorry.
And I did take this to Tim when we set it up, and he said the dude that did the setup in Mexico was either on lunch that day or they had a new guy fill in. This was probably the worst setup guitar ever coming out of the box. I mean, it was completely, the intonation was out. I mean, he had to go through and completely redo everything and reset it. But I like it. It's a good player. I always wanted to have a Telecaster, but I never did like the configuration of the pickups on a regular Fender Telecaster. And it's kind of cool. It's got like the mother of pearl looking. It's not really, but it's plastic.
Faux mother of pearl.
And it's got a ding. It's got a ding in the back, unfortunately. But no, it's a good.
You're not supposed to play it when you're wearing your turkey platter belt buckle.
Actually, I'm trying to think what happened that day. It was what was it? We were at a gig, And I set it down, and when I did, I caught something on the stage, and it dinged the back of it. But anyway, it's a nice guitar. I play it quite. I go through phases. I actually haven't played it for the last few gigs, but I'm sure it'll come out. I played my Paul Reed last night and broke a string on it again, and it's due for a new setup. And what else?
You played the Satchel when you and I played together, didn't you?
Yeah, I had the Satchel and I had the Les Paul. I had Les Paul out last night a little bit, and then first set, and then I pulled my Paul Reed out. I broke a string right off the bat on it, so I went back to the Satchel, and then I had the Les Paul the rest of the night last night. But anyway,
Satchel played the Satchel.
Yeah, he did. He had the purple one or bluish purple.
It was lime green.
Oh, really? Okay, they're changing colors on it.
It was
but you can buy that guitar for $5,000 or $3,000, I think now.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, no shit. But anyway, that's all I got on that. And like I said, I'll probably next week. I was going to pull my other one out, but I'll pull a good one out next week. So anyway,
all right.
And that was my last gig last night till maybe New Year's. It depends on how I'm having surgery tomorrow, so I'm shut down for a while. Anyway, let's get to the subject.
You'll have to play. You'll be able to play with something. It'll just have to be the guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
Your instrument of choice will have to be the guitar.
Instrument of destruction. Okay. All right. Let's get this going.
All right. This topic, I think, was Dennis's idea, was it?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was it?
I thought it was yours.
It was.
Was it mine?
Yeah.
You need to roll. You need to scroll on back down there.
You scroll back on them text messages. I'm pretty sure this was your idea.
You just say scroll them back.
Might want to scroll them back and check those. I wish I'd have said that. That'd have been funny as shit.
Oh my goodness!
I missed that one. Dang.
Can you believe this? These guys are being off color.
I'm thinking about it because my surgery has to do with that. So that's why I was getting to. I figured you guys would jump on that hard.
Hard?
No.
All right.
No.
Anyway.
Quit sandbagging. Let's get going.
All right. Yeah, it was my idea. So.
Oh my gosh! Now I've got the giggles.
It sucks. You can blame me. All right.
So Dennis come up with the topic idea of artists and bands that we don't like, but we respect. We get why other people like them.
Right.
And I guess I can start this one out, unless Dennis wants to.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Well, my first pick, and I guess I could kind of lump two of them together, because I think I said both of them when we were talking back and forth earlier in the week. But Marilyn Manson and Slipknot are both artists that I don't care for their albums at all. They have 2 or 3 songs that I can tolerate, but I've seen the stage show and I get it. Right. You know, because they put on a stage show, it's not just come out, play your instruments, and leave.
Right.
You know? And then you've also got Marilyn Manson. He knows how to push the establishment's buttons. Right. You know, so it's kind of what he did in the 90s was the same thing that Motley Crue did in the 80s and Kiss did in the 70s and Arthur Brown and is that the guy's name? Shock Rocker. Which somebody made a reply to one of our comments on the Shock Rock episode about someone else, and for the life of me I can't remember it now.
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
But somebody made a comment and mentioned someone else that was Shock Rocker. So shout out to people who are commenting on the videos. We love that, and we want you to comment more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome.
So that was my first.
I'm not a big Marilyn Manson fan. I mean, I like probably maybe 2 songs or things that I think are pretty cool, but I like Beautiful People. It's kind of a cool driving song. Right. There's another song too that was a
Dope Show.
It's called
Dope Show's not bad.
The New Shit. Have you ever heard that song?
I don't know.
It's really good. It's one of those ones that it's not pop. Well, I can't really do it on the radio because of course it's got the 4-letter word in it, but it's cool. It's catchy. It's kind of one of those.
Did you just say the 4-letter word?
No, I'm trying to clean up my act here. I'm trying to be nicer.
That is bullshit.
It says shit in it quite a bit.
That's it. That's the word you.
Yeah,
dude.
You can't say shit on the
seriously.
Radio. They'll bleep it out. So they'd be like, new beep beep beep. They'd be beep shit out. So it wouldn't be a good radio hit. But I'm like you. I'm not a big fan. But like I said, I appreciate what he does. He took like I said, what was done in the past and went
Oh, he
went
took
about as
pissing
far
off
as
the church to a whole different level.
yeah, he's like wow.
I think he took assaulting
Oh, I
video
guess I
monitors
guess
to
when
a
I
whole new
say
level too.
I guess when I say what Kiss did in the '70s, I should throw Alice Cooper and Kiss did
Oh
in the
yeah,
'70s because
yeah,
Alice Cooper was doing it before Kiss was.
yeah.
So any of our
Well,
listeners that
and
like
Black Sabbath. I mean,
like Alice Cooper more than they like, well, I've never seen a Black Sabbath show, so I don't know what level their stage show is.
I don't think it's. I haven't seen him either.
well, when you talk about pissing off the church, I mean, they used to hang crosses upside down, so I
Well,
think that's
yes,
probably going to do
that's a good point. This is true.
it. That's
I already forgot I was talking about pissing off the church.
Right.
yeah.
I'm
But Manson, I think
tired
the thing
and
about
sleep deprived.
the thing about Manson, I kind of that turns me off is I think Marilyn Manson himself as a person, he's just such a tool. I mean, he comes off as a tool, and I know over the last few years, I mean, I know he's got some
Note
he's
to
got some
self,
issues.
the band Tool. No.
There you go. No, he's got some personal issues that I think he needs to take care of. I mean, I think he's whatever his flavor of intoxicating themselves, I think he's had
Yeah,
some trouble
you
with
saw
that.
you saw that video where he went into the sound cage at one of the
Oh
shows
yeah,
and kept messing with
he's
the volume.
right, and he's done some interviews and stuff. Well, the last time he was on that metal show, I mean, you could just tell he was fucked up. I mean, it's just
I
you get
thought you were
some
trying to
people
clean up your act.
Yeah, he just said I wouldn't say shit.
who give up now. I'm done. It's all out now.
Man,
But no,
let
he's
it all hang out, Dennis. Let it all hang out while you can, dude.
comes. There you go. Back to the scrotum. But no, I just think he's personally, I just think he's kind of a tool. He just gets on my nerves, and that's I appreciate what he does musically.
Hey, Marilyn, you want to be on the show?
And then given to, I don't know, I just don't, I don't get Slipknot. I understand what there's only
Yeah, I
like a
just
couple
don't like
songs
them at all.
that I can stand,
I
but
tried, but
Corey Taylor himself
yeah,
as a
I like Corey.
person. I like his acoustic stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
for a guy who does all that screaming and all that bullshit, he's got a great voice. And I mean, he can sit there on the stage with an acoustic guitar and play just about anything. And is an individual. He talks. He's very
very articulate,
very
smart guy.
articulate, intelligent person. He's not a retard. And how many people can I offend today? But no, it's just, and that's why I do like him. But he falls into that category where I don't care much for Slipknot. I just never have. I don't quite get it, but I understand why people do. So anyway,
Okay.
but
Now it's your turn,
Bill?
Dennis.
yeah, I know we talked about the same thing. Well, that was kind of we were talking about that. That was one of them. Another one that I can put, and this goes a complete different way, and it's not really even an individual, it's a genre itself, and that's country music. I mean, I don't get it.
The whole
And
thing is.
okay, say like
I don't like
Vince.
trucks. I don't like dogs. I don't like my girlfriend. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, but I mean, take for instance people like Vince Gill. Okay, I don't really like his music per se. I mean, I don't buy his albums. I've seen him in concert a couple times.
So
with
you're not
Kelly.
going to the Christmas concert this year?
No, I went last year and a couple years before that. Um, I don't get it. I don't really care much for his type of music, but I do appreciate it for his professionalism, his ability. His guitar playing is really good, and I know he writes great stuff. It's just not my kind of cup of tea, but
Oh.
it's good stuff.
One thing that I will say about country music, I mean, I grew up listening to country music. My mom listened to the old school country music, but from when country music first got its start, even to today,
Right.
even though today's country music is basically pop rock,
Country.
but there's always good storytelling in those songs. Like last night I did sound for a country band, so I played country music in the break music.
Right.
And if you listen to those songs, whether you like it or not, they do have catchy lyrics.
Pickup trips.
And they're all telling some kind of story or whatever. So even though I don't like country music, the
Right.
the storytelling is, I give them props for that, because
Right.
country musicians, or the writers for country music, are probably some of the greatest musical storytellers on the planet.
Right.
Yeah, so I like country music. I like some of it. I like the older stuff. This
Right.
newer stuff, like the Bring It the Gilberts and that kind of stuff. For me, a very telling thing was I watched the CMAs, the Country Music Awards this year, and it was the 50th year, so they had some of the old guard on,
Right.
the older group, and some of the new people, and you could tell like the new people can't sing a carry tune in a bucket because it's all Pro Tools. That's the only reason why. That's the only way they can sell a record. And you got, oh, daggone it.
We got Roy Clark was on there.
Is Roy still living yet? I didn't realize he was still alive yet.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was only on for, maybe 10 seconds.
Really?
And
Okay.
that's how they opened the show up, was with a bunch of old school country
Yeah.
folk, and
Right.
each one of them would get 5 to 15 seconds.
Wow.
And they did like a 10 or 15-minute medley for that.
Yeah, they had Charlie Pride on there, who's 82 years old and sounded.
He's awesome.
Sounded
Phenomenal.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude. And they got Jason Aldean on there that can't carry a tune in a bucket. I mean, that dude. Good goal. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I just think that they've turned it into something that's just
Right.
a bad deal. But that's just, that's my opinion.
Well, that's modern music. If you're going to be on the radio, that every little note has to be pitch perfect.
Yeah.
There's no room for. Yeah. Well, yeah, you were a little flat on there, but it kind of fits the song, so we're going to leave it how it is.
No, they don't do that no more. They fix it. They just go poop. Poop. Done. Anyway,
Yeah.
my light keeps blinking over here. What the
So you picked a genre. I'm not going to pick a genre, I don't think.
No, don't do that. But what the hell? Okay, I lost. There we go.
So
I got a ghost.
The Who is a band that they were huge. Obviously huge. I've never been able to get into them. I've tried. I've listened to some stuff, but they're just not. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I really don't.
Right.
I get excited when Kiss plays the Who at the beginning of the show because I know it's coming.
Kiss is coming on.
Because I know that when it's over, the curtain's dropping and we're going, man. But other than that, I don't really.
I haven't heard that for a long time.
I don't own anything by the Who. I've never owned anything by. It's just never been a band that I've ever got at all. And they have a huge following and huge recognition, but they're going to go on tour, and I'm like, some bands I wouldn't mind seeing before they end up retiring forever. That's not one of them. They could just fall off the planet tomorrow, and I'd go, okay.
Since John died, you only
all
got
I
got
to say about that, Bill, is I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
am
don't
too.
get it. The Stones, I get the Stones. But the Who's just a band I just never got. Led Zeppelin, I get it. But
that's my one I was going to bring up is I feel that way about Led Zeppelin. I can care. Everybody's like, oh man, we can't wait. We're going to get a reunion. I don't give a shit. I don't get Led Zeppelin. My wife is a huge Zeppelin fan.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well,
I just don't.
While you're talking about the British bands, you could throw the Kinks in with those two. I'm right there with both of them. Now, having said that, every one of those bands have songs that I really like.
Right. No, I'm the same way.
But it's the songs that I like, I listen to all the time. But anything else you put on, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a fact of it is, they put it in a different way. I don't understand why they're so legendary.
Right.
I don't think that they're that legendary. They're a band. You got some good tunes here and there, but people put them up on a pedestal where it's like oh my God, they're the greatest band to ever. No, you're not.
but I think that comes from. I think part of that comes from. If you listen to some guitarists talk about influences,
right? You
don't hear them talk about Pete Townsend. You hear them talking about Jimmy Page.
See, I don't get that.
You don't. That was my comment. You don't hear him talk about Pete Townsend was an influential guitar player, but you hear that Jimmy Page was a very influential guitar player. I've heard that from
gosh,
tons and tons and tons of guitarists. So
But as a guitar player, I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's just I don't care for his style.
Who is your most influential guitar player?
Personally, what was that?
He's going to say
Triangle.
Let's say Benny
right there.
Vincent.
No, I don't think he's going to say Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley was for the fact of just making me want to play music.
Yeah.
Not his style. I think for me, I think influential. I don't play like him, but Ted Nugent was
Really?
Ted was I like his
Ted is
way
a
he
badass guitar player.
He is.
He just takes off and he's a jammer. You know what I'm saying? He could sit there for 20 minutes and just rip ass, and it sounds great. And then another way, which I don't play like him at all, but is Eddie Van Halen to me.
I thought that was what you were going to say.
Eddie is, just because of his different, where Eddie made it to where there's no rules. You don't have to be Jimmy Page, or you don't have to play the standard 3 chords. You can do some crazy shit, and you may do something that nobody else has ever did. And don't be afraid to try something. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be, I do shit all the time. It's like I don't know if it's right or not, but it opens up areas. No, Ace was a good player. Don't get me wrong. Ace made me want to play guitar. He, like I said, the influence was a fact of the showmanship, and just to see somebody that big, as bigger than life, that did that. But like I said, I'm more, people like Brian May, I think was influential on me. I liked his style of playing. Even Angus Young, because of his the blues backgrounds and all his, leads and stuff. But Ted, I was a huge Ted fan when I was younger, and I just always liked.
And then you heard him at a concert talk politics, ruined it for
yeah, it's like shut up and play your guitar.
Actually, it doesn't bother me.
And being from Evansville, we got to
he was
see
here
Ted
a lot.
I think Ted opened.
Yeah.
I think at one year he opened up for 4 different bands that year, and I was seeing every time he turned around, it's like it's Ted Nugent and this. And
I've never seen him headline.
I've never either. He's always open.
Yeah. But
he always comes out there and just kicks ass.
The only 3 times I've seen him, he opened for Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back on topic, because we did the Veer thing, I think.
Yeah, rabbit hole.
So, Alan, you got anybody else?
What, us get off topic? No.
I'm just trying to bring it back, man.
Oh, yeah. My next one, and please forgive me, Jim, but Rush is probably on the Rush is tied with another band who I'll get to next, with the very top of the list of I don't get it. I don't understand why anybody likes these guys as much as they do, but they always sell out crowds, 30, 40 years later. Yeah. But I mean, I respect the fact that Rush has 3 phenomenal musicians. I get the musicianship, I get the lyrics, because Neil, from what I understand, Neil Peart writes all of the lyrics.
Yep.
So I mean, I get what they do, but I don't like what they do.
Right. And that goes with that's exact. That's a perfect description of what we're talking about in the show. There you go. They were 3 extremely good musicians, wrote some really cool tunes, but you don't get it. And that's fine. I think you're completely wrong, but that's
well, that's okay. One thing that really, especially about Rush, is I guess I was 19 or 20 years old, and somebody said something about Rush, and at the time, the only Rush songs that I knew were Tom Sawyer and New World Man.
Right.
So I'm like, that band sucks. They ain't even got but 2 good songs. How can you be a fucking drummer and not even like? I was like, I didn't say I didn't respect the guy. I just don't like him.
He's probably the same guy that said Neil Peart.
Yeah. I believe it's pronounced Peart, but okay.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But Neil Peart. You don't like his ghost, but there again, I like Rush a lot up and through Signals.
Yeah.
The rest of that, Vapor Trails and Grace Under, dude, that last live disc that I had to sit through the whole first disc and didn't recognize one song because they were all the newer ones. And it's like, Don't know them. I don't own them. Don't care to hear them. Don't throw me some 2112 out there. That's what I want to hear. Is some Tom Sawyer. But
yeah,
but
I
no,
agree.
I understand.
I don't.
I understand.
I'm not a huge Rush fan. I would not go see them in concert. I don't think I could take that long. I would want to end up probably jumping out of the seat and onto the pavement.
Well, to me, all of the Rush songs would be a pee break song, so I would dehydrate myself.
You'd be real drunk.
So I just not something that I like some of their music. I like Spirit of the Radio. I like that album. I like some of their, but to go to the show, and I got a buddy of mine that's been 5 or 6 times. He loves them, and I just can't. I can't do it. He asked me last time, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "No, I really don't. I don't have any desire to go."
Right.
I think Neil Peart is a phenomenal drummer, probably one of the best drummers ever.
Mm-hmm.
But not my cup of tea.
Right.
Yep.
And to add another one to that list, and I know we're just continuing around. I'm next anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah. Going in a little bit different direction, but U2.
Hey. Sorry, Rick. That was my other pick.
Was it? Okay.
Oh, yes.
But that's one of them. There's some the early stuff before Bono, started talking about this political bullshit. The first tunes that came out with, I love those tunes. I just don't, and I appreciate what they do. I think they're good musicians. I think they're a good band. It's just I don't get it, and I don't care much for it.
I think that political bullshit is a good reason why I don't care for U2.
It is exactly.
And that's U2.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Ted Nugent,
right?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Any of those artists that get on stage, and I don't necessarily know that Bruce does it, but I've heard Bruce do the political stuff,
right.
in interviews and stuff. But there is not a single musician or movie star on the planet that has any business sticking their nose into politics.
I totally agree.
And that is my opinion. But anyway, back to what you were saying.
What about Kanye, though? Kanye fucking ruled.
Talking about, the Joshua Tree album for U2 and even Sunday Bloody Sunday, I think those are 2 albums I thought were pretty good. And after that,
Sunday Bloody Sunday is awesome.
When they started that whole thing about politics, I'm like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And actually, that happened with me with John Mellencamp.
I was just going to say Mellencamp.
You're like, do you want to go see Mellencamp? I'm like, nope, don't want to go see him. Don't care to see him. Don't ever care to see him. I bought Aha the other day, or not long ago. But anything after that album, don't want to hear about.
Yeah.
No. What about Scarecrow? Nope, don't need him. Nope.
I like Scarecrow, but I don't.
I like Scarecrow and the Lonesome Jubilee both.
Nope.
Right.
But those are political albums.
Yeah, and that was it for me. And I get it. They're trying to use their voice to make things better for somebody, and I get that piece of it. But I just kind of feel like there's also some selfishness there that they use that power
so does that make me a
sell some
hypocrite?
records too.
Does that make me a hypocrite because I don't like U2 for their political crap, and then I sit here and say I like those 2 Mellencamp albums, which are political?
Yeah, but
No,
they're
it
not.
depends on what their politics are, man. That's what
I don't care what their politics are, really. It just happens that those, I guess, because I was a teenager when they came out, so that has
a lot to do with it.
The political part never even crossed my mind, and I never really was exposed to U2 until after I was an adult.
I didn't like Mellencamp's political views. That kind of always turned me off. But then again, I've probably told the story 100 times. I don't know about on here, but I opened for Mellencamp at a Toyota event back in 2004, and actually met the guy, and probably one of the largest walking penises on the face of this earth.
That's all I've ever heard. Never heard anything different.
He is a ginormous asshole.
Hey, John, do you want to be on our show?
I wish he would, because
I've never heard anybody say anything different.
You're a
ever,
dick.
really.
I've heard the same thing.
He's from this area. Everybody I know is
people that grew up with him said he was an asshole. He said he's always been one. So I guess he's pretty well true to form. He's not really changed anything. But yeah, he was. Here was a place where our company paid for him to come in, paid him very well to come down and play the concert, and then we met him in the back room, and we were open for him. We got to meet him. Supposedly, this, come back here. There's all these rules. He didn't want this, didn't want that, and then we meet him, and he was just a complete fucking Yahoo. I mean, just it's like, I just can't say enough bad things about the dude. So anyway, that's my I got a beef, and that's one of them ones was I'm glad I wasn't a huge fan beforehand because that would have been one of those we've always talked about. That's the biggest nightmare is to meet somebody that you really, really, really care and like and all that stuff, and then find out that they're just a ginormous penis. And yeah, so if you are a Mellencamp fan, do not ever meet. If you see him on the street, run. Just go the opposite direction. Hold your memories.
I was going to say, keep that delusion in your head.
Keep that delusion in your head. Do not talk to the man because you will be just completely That's another show right there.
There you go.
So episode 54, rock stars who are ginormous penises.
Yeah.
Or since that's plural, would it be
I hate John Mellencamp. Anyway.
Yeah.
You got another one, Bill?
Well, okay, so the bands that I don't get that are, GNR is a band for me that I just don't get. And I think they're one band, they were one, to me, that was a one album wonder. And then they fell off the planet. I mean, that's, for me, they did. I had Appetite for Destruction. I liked that album. And after that, I just thought it became all about them and not political within their band and stuff like that. And then the whole thing about being late to shows and the disrespect for their fans and stuff like that. And I don't have time for that shit. I don't
you're
like
100%
it at all.
Right, dude. 100%
I think it's totally disrespectful, and I don't get it. I don't know why people keep going to that crap. And that's why, would I go to a show now? Maybe, but I would only, swear to God, I'd only go if they were coming on my doorstep and it was going to cost me about $5 because I'm not giving Axl Rose because he's a dick. I'm not giving him $100.
Do you want to come on?
I'm not going to do it.
We're gonna let's have him and Mellencamp on the same show.
I'm not going to do it because I don't care. Unfortunately, they've ruined AC/DC for me. I never got to see them, and I'm not going to go see them with Axl Rose because I do not like him at all as a person. At least the person part that I know of him. And I know I don't know him personally, but the person part I know of him, the persona that he portrays, I don't like it.
Must be an Indiana thing. They're both from Central Indiana.
Well, you want to talk about David Lee Roth?
Henry Lee Summer?
I haven't met Henry Lee, but he seems to be okay. Yeah, he was just at a bar here, played in a bar in Franklin the other day.
He actually was playing in a band that they were trying. He was going to fill in for some people who Henry Lee Summers' original drummer, was in. I guess he lives here in Evansville or something, and so he's a good drummer. But no, Bill, I agree with you 100%. I have the same feelings and thoughts that you do about the band and about Axl. But there again, I did see him this summer on that tour, and it was the best show I've seen all year.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you went.
I honestly think that specifically Axl, has surprised the entire planet.
Yeah, I do. I'm one of those ones that were like I had the doomsday.
I am kicking myself right now because I wish I had gone down there with you guys. I really wish I had gone to see that show.
It was good. Yeah. But there again, do I respect Axl any more than what I did? No.
Nope.
But it was a good show. I have to give him, and it wasn't just Axl was good. The whole band was really good. That's the thing.
I don't like the way they've treated Steven Adler either.
Yeah, I agree. But that might change.
I just that whole thing to me,
again, there might be stuff that Bill.
I am sure there is.
I'm sure there was a bunch of fires, bridges being and everything else over the last 30 years. There's a lot of bad blood in that band.
There's probably still bad blood in that band.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the dollar signs finally got big enough.
Only the dollar signs are going to help that out.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go. Oh, it's not my turn, but go ahead. I just thought of something that. Go ahead.
That's it. That's all I got for this one.
Well, since Dennis mentioned you too, and we've already had our discussion about that. Again, sorry, Rick. Love you, buddy. My last pick for tonight is the Allman Brothers Band. They were one of the first jam bands that I ever really remember hearing as a kid. And I guess that's kind of to me like going to a Rush concert. You're going to hear a whole lot of music and not a whole lot of singing. And I don't dig the jam band thing at all. I think
Grateful Dead. No, another one of those. I don't get it.
Grateful Dead has 2 songs that I like. Allman Brothers made it to 4.
Because for this topic, I was thought about them, but I was like going, well, I don't respect anything they do or anything about them. There's just like nothing about them that's just done.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No. But I'm like you, Allman Brothers, they're a good band. Don't get it.
They're great musicians.
Whipping Post is a that song. I'll crank it every time it comes on the radio. You know? But
I sound like Greg Allman by himself.
Whipping Post, Ramblin' Man, Jessica, and Sweet Melissa. Other than that,
that's about the the top 4.
Is Midnight Rider, is that an Allman Brothers band, or is that the Greg Allman solo? Or whichever one is still alive.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Greg Allman's still alive.
Okay, so then it would be a Greg Allman solo.
Yeah. And I have the Greg Allman solo album, I'm No Angel. Well, one of those, that album. It's really good. I really like that album.
I bet it is.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those either. I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that was my last pick for this episode.
All right. I had a little bit of an epiphany when we were sitting here talking, and you guys are going to probably flip the fuck out. But here you go.
He's going to say Kiss.
No, I'm serious. That was what I was going to say. And hear me out on this.
Click.
No, seriously. I think I love Kiss. Don't get me wrong. They've been my favorite band over, since I was, a wee kid, But the shit that they've done in the last few years, I've kind of lost respect for them in certain things. I think that they should have, if they would have hung it up when they did their farewell tour back in the day and did that and was done, I would have been a lot happier, I believe. I think now these cruises that they're doing, it's all about money now. It's just completely about
people are buying the ticket, Dennis. What difference does it make?
Oh, I know.
How is that different than you working for Toyota?
Well, that's true.
How is it different? It's not any different. People are buying Toyota trucks to have other
options.
But
I'm saying for our topic, this is stuff.
Well, see, now you're making the topic opposite. This is bands that you like but you don't respect. When you're talking about Kiss.
Okay, well then that's okay. Maybe I was thinking wrong. But anyway, now I've been pissed all the Kiss people off. But don't get me wrong.
Well, at least one of them.
So, hey, I gave Peter Chris two plugs this week. So, but no, like I said, it's 9 plugs. Maybe okay. I went off topic on that one, but you see where I'm.
Okay.
You see where I'm going. But you see where I'm going with that.
I see where you're going.
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those things where, and it seems like the more stuff they do, the more stuff it just kind of pisses me off, and it's like it drives me. It's like they're driving. I get driven away more every year on something else.
You can be a fan and not agree with every single thing that happens in a band.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that's part of being a fan.
We've talked about
want to hold on to some part that meant something
and
to you.
You have to be that way with Kiss because
the thing is, I don't mind. I'm not one of them people that go, oh, they brought the scabs in. I don't mind that part. That doesn't bother me either. It's the shit we talk about every fucking week about this shit. Is the set list. They're just. It's like, golly,
mailing it in, man.
Do something. Just do something. I'll tell you what, we're gonna have another cruise next year. It's like $20,000, and we're gonna do the whole, lick it up period. But we're not doing any songs off there except for maybe lick it up.
Well, the thing about those cruises, and this is off topic as well, but people bitch about those cruises being as expensive as they are.
And they go.
But if you think about, whether they go or not is irrelevant. But if you think about it, you pay quite a bit of money to go on a regular cruise.
Right.
So you're paying to go on the cruise. You've got to pay the cruise lines for that. And then you've also got to pay the band for being there.
Right.
So for everybody that bitches, it says, Kiss is charging too much for the cruise, or Monsters of Rock is charging too much for the cruise. It's not necessarily that artist that's charging too much. It's the cruise line that's choosing, because everybody's got to get paid.
I'd like to go to Monsters of Rock one. That would be cool to see a bunch of different things. But like I said, you're going to see this Kiss cruise, and instead of having some other bands in there, they got Nick and their kids.
Nick and Evan, yeah.
It's like, oh my god! And
that was cool though.
Did Sophie not sing something too? Wasn't she on there singing?
No, not this year.
If she did, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But then of course, then they got those. Paul Stanley's got his little intimate thing. Yeah, you can go there. Oh, and you get a guitar, but it's also an extra $2,000. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, people are going to pay for it.
Well, they do. They do.
It's up to them.
Yeah.
Not me.
That was way off topic, and of course we come back to the pitched by Kiss.
Well, well, it wouldn't
This
be
is not a hater show on Kiss. Trust me.
We'll turn it into Eddie Trunk. Eddie, do you want to be on our show?
Yeah, we're gonna be on with Axel and John.
We're gonna see how many people we can piss off, and then ask them to come on the show.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other artists that you respect?
I didn't really have anybody else. I mean, I honestly, I struggled a little bit with this topic.
Anybody, you came
I know. I came up.
He came to the party
right away.
Came to the party. Yeah. All right, then.
A little fired up today, so a little fired up.
All of you who are watching and listening, who are some artists that you dislike but you respect?
There you go.
Sound off. Go to agesrock.com. Find our Twitter, Instagram, which I still haven't used much, and our Facebook, which we do use. Yeah. Let us know who you like or who you don't like, what you respect. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, topic ideas. Let us know.
Topic ideas.
Dennis, take care, man.
We would love some topic ideas. Oh, yes, and everybody send Dennis some good wishes this week. He's going to be laid up on the couch.
Just think of the Knack song.
He's going to cuddle his iPad and a bag of peas.
Bag of frozen peas.
No, I don't. No, it's going to need more than that. But anyway.
Chicken. Bag of frozen chicken.
And some lower tabs.
I keep thinking the lower tabs I like. I'll take those. We got to do a show this week, later on the week. I'll have to take it. Well, I'll be lit up on lower tabs.
Yeah, then we're going to have two episodes that are going to be unaired. All right, folks, on that note.
Both for the same reason.
Peace out, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.